Hey YouTube, so is Enigma here. So this is our second video on the series for Lrdi. So this is definitely a hard set. I would expect you to the ideal minutes for solving this set should be 20 minutes, and if you're not able to solve it in 20 minutes, you can provide an extra 5 minutes or as well, because this is certainly like a calculative, not calculative, but like it involves a lot of counting. The PDF of this session will be provided in the comment section below, so if you want to access it, you can access it through there. And so let's get on to it. So this is the set. Now Rudra has little less than 300 marbles, which he is arranging based on a specific color scheme. He has a total of 16 identical boxes, each of the four types B1, B2, B3 and B4, which have been arranged in 4x4 grid as shown in the figure below. Every box has a certain number of marbles in it, and the number of marbles is represented by the number shown on the boxes. Data of the blank boxes are missing. In each slot, the boxes have been filled with the number of marbles in non-decreasing order from left to right. Okay, which means what this line means, what we just read. This means this value that I marked here, this value, since there is a 4 here and this value is a 6 here, so either this value has to be a 4, either this value has to be a 5, or either value has to be a 6. Okay, so this is the thing that we are saying. Similarly, this value can be either 3, 4 or 5. So this is the information that's it's being mentioned here. Except for some boxes of the second row, the number of marbles in each box is a single digit number. So this is also an important crux of information, because it says that except for some boxes of the second row, if we remove the some boxes which are present in the second row, so it says that the number of marbles in each box is a single digit number, which means in row 1, row 3 and row 4, the numbers that being going to be inside these boxes are being only a single digit number, and 2 digit number is only and only in row 2 itself. Okay, so we are specifically clear. There are 16 boxes in any of the 4 column as well as in any of the 4 rows. Okay, it is known that the average number of marbles kept in the 16 boxes in any column or in any row is an integer. So this is actually a definitely interesting crux of information, because it says that whenever you are looking at these rows or whenever you are looking at these columns, the average of these columns and the average of these rows is definitely an integer. So by that information, we can actually conclude that this number was the total number of marbles in column 1, column 2, column 3 and column 4, and the total number of marbles in row 1, row 2, row 3 and row 4 has to be a multiple of 16, because there are 16 boxes. So definitely this and this, it has to be a multiple of 16. I hope this information is pretty clear. Okay, it is also known that number of marbles in each of the 7 boxes whose data is missing in the diagram in the first row are even. So this is actually a pretty good information, because it says that the value that's being going to be put here is definitely either 4 or 6. This can be anything, this can be anything, and this value has to be a 2 and 2. So we are definitely sure that this value has to be a 2 and this value has to be a 2, because it has to be a non-decreasing order. Similarly, this value has to be a 4 or 6. So let's check one by one. In row 2, this can be 3, 4 or 5. So definitely this can be a 3, 4 or 5. This has to be a 7. This value can be an 8, this value can be a 9, this value can be a 10 itself, this value can be a 2, this value can be a 3, this value 4 and 5. So they're like multiple options. I'm not going to put every single value that I want, so let's just erase this. You don't need to put in extremely else. This can be 5, 6, 7 multiple options, this can be 5, 6, 7 multiple options, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 multiple options, this can be actually 3, 4, 5, 6, so 4 options. This can be either 5 or 6, so not that much values, so possibilities, so I will put it. This can be 1, 2 and 3, this can be actually 2 and 3, and this actually has to be a 2. Okay, so let's start with column 4, because we only have 2 possible options. We only like 2 empty spots here. So we have 2, 2, 4, 4 to 6, 6 and 3, 9, 9, 5, 14, 14 and 2, 16, 16, 1, 17, 71, 18, 18 and 3, 21, 21 and 6, 27, 27 and 4, 31. This is 33. This is 35 and this is 37. So the current sum is 37. So in order to C4 to be a multiple of 16, so current sum is 37. So we need a minimum value of 11 here to make it a value of 48, which is a multiple of 16. So what are the possible values that can be put here? This can be a 3, this can be a 4, this can be a 5, this can be a 6, and this can be either a 3, this can be either a 4, this can be a 5, or this can also be a 2 itself. So is there any way we can make 11? Yeah, there's only one way. If we take a 6 from here and if we take a 5 from here, we will get the value of 48 from here. So there's only one way possible. This value has to be a 6 and this value has to be a 5, and the sum of the column 4 becomes a value of 48. This is pretty good. Now let's look at row 2 here. I will look at row 2 here because there are only two empty boxes here. I will calculate the sum. So this value is 3 and this is 10, this is 13. 13 and 7 is 20. This is actually 20 and 14 is 34. 34 and 8 is 42. 42 and 8 is 50. 50 and 8 is 58. 58 and 10 is 68. 68 and 1 is 69. 69 and 2 is 71. 71 and 5 and 5. This is 81. So the current sum that we are getting is 81. So the nearest multiple from 81 is 96. So in order to make it 96, we will need a minimum value of 15. Okay, so let's check what are the possible values. This can be either 3, this can be either 4, this can be the 5, this can be either 8, this can be 9, and this can be the 10. Okay, so the only way possible for 15 is whatever this value has to be a 5 and this value has to be a 10. So the sum here becomes a 96. Now what to check? Let's go for column 1 first. Column 1, I will look for these three values. Like if I'm not able to make it, then I will probably check in row 4 because the same conclusion follows. There are only 3 missing values. I don't want to check from here because there are like 4 or 5 values which are possible in here. So let's look at the column 1 here. So we have 4 and 4 is 8, 8 and 6 is 14, 14 and 10 is 24, 24 and 5 is 29, 29 and 3 is 32, 32 and 10 is 42, 42 and 7 is 49, 49 and 6 is 55, 55 and 5 is 60 and 16 4 64. So we are getting a value of 64. So the minimum value that we need in order to become a multiple of 16, that has to be 80. So this sum, whatever that's being going to put, this has to be 16. These three values, this is actually 5 6 7. So how do we make a 16? This can actually be 6 and this can actually be 6. This is 12. No, like this, if this is 6 and if this is 6, so we need a 10 here. We cannot make 10 from here, isn't it? There's no way possible that we can make a 10 here. If we put 6, if we take a 6 from here, so we will need 10. 5 and 5, we can actually make 5 and 5, so this value can be 10. So and 4 7 5 and 12 and 4 16 can be made, and 6 and 6 12 and 4 16 can be made. Okay, so we are not getting a huge lot from this, so I will skip this and we will go with row 4 itself. So let's check it, row 4. Okay, so row 4 is 4 and 5 is 9, 9 and 6 is 15, 15 and 16, 16 and 1 is 17, 17 and 3 is 20, this is 21, this is 23, this is 26, 26 and 2 is 28, 28 and 2 is 30, 30, 32 and 36. So this value comes out to be 36. So the nearest value we need in order to become a multiple of 16 is 12. So that would make it a 48. So let's look at the values that we can put here. This can be 1, this can be 2, this can be 3, this can be either 2 or 3. So if I look at the maximum value, this can be either 6, this can be 3 and this can be 3. The only way possible to make a 12 is 6 3 3. So this is the only case possible. So this value has to be a 6, this value has to be a 3, and this value has to be a 3, which makes this value as a 48. And due to that, maybe let's revisit the column 1. So we need a value of 16 here. 6 is automatically done here, so we need only a value of 10 from these two spots. So the only way possible I can see is this value has to be a 6 and this value has to be a 4 itself. So the sum here becomes a 80. That's pretty good. Now I want to look at these three values first. Okay, because upside we have like these three values are also there and these 4 values are also there, so I don't want to like look at row 1 first. Let's look at row 3 first. So we have 5 and 5 is 10, 10 and 13 is 23, 23 and 4 is 27, 27 and 5 is 32, 32 and 7 is 39, 39 and 3 is 42, 42 and 5 is 47, 47 and 1 is 48, 48 and 3 is 51, 51 and 6 is 57, 57 and 6 is 63. So the current value that we are standing right now is 63. So the nearest value that we need is a 17, due to which we can get the value of 80, which is a multiple of 16. So this value can be a 5, 6 or 7. This value can be a 3, 4 or 5, and this value can be a 3, 4 or 5. So the only way possible for 17, am I looking at here, is that if this value is 7, this value is 5 and this value is 5. So this value has to be a 7, this value has to be a 5, and this value has to be a 5 itself. So this value becomes an 80. This becomes an 80. This was already in 48. Now we have to check for column 2 and column 3. I will just look at column 2 first, because there's only 2 spots. You can do it here also, that's not a big deal. So let's check for the sum. 2 and 2 is 4 4 and 4 and 8, 8 and 8 is 16, 16 and 3 is 19, 19 and 3 is 22, 22 and 1 is 23, this is 24, 24 or 5, that is 29, 29 and 7 is 36, 36 and 7 is 43, 43 and 7 is 50, this wait a minute, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 40, 44, 52, 55, 58, 59, 60. 60 or 64. So the sum is right now 64. So the nearest way possible is plus 16. If we put it for 16 here, so that would make you the value of 80 here. And now, because we want to put a value of 16 here, so 16 can be made with any number of numbers, but we have to like obey the condition that has been given, that these two must be a single digit number. It cannot be from anywhere else. This value, for example, like you might be wondering why I'm only taking 16. I cannot take 32 because in order to make a 32 I will need a value of 2 digit number, but I am restricted to it because the question itself says that the only 2 digit number are in row 2. So okay, so row 1 are like single digit number. So the maximum I can take is 9 and 9. This like 18. So that's it's not going to make it a multiple of 16. So we have to put 16 here and 16 with a 2 digit number. So this value comes out to be an 80. So 16 with a 2 digit number has to be an 8 and 8. Okay, so this is non-decreasing also, this is a single digit also. I could have put in 4 and 12, but the logic is inherently, like because 2 digit number cannot be in any row from row 1, row 3 and row 4, but only in row 2. So this is 16. Now let's look at this value also. Like this is actually 4 and 4, 8, 8 and 4, 12. 12 and 6 is 18, 18 and 2 is 20, 20 and 2 is 22, 22 and 8 is 30, this is actually 38, 38 to 40, this is 41, this is actually to 43, 43 and 45, 45, 47 and 50. So this value is coming out to be 50. Okay, so we need a value of 48, 60, 64, 14 here. So this value has to be a 14. So which means these two values has to be a 14, and the only way possible for 14 is 6 and 8. Yes, this has to be in 6 and 8. So let me calculate the sum of this as well. So like in order to, like, if the question says in some order, we have calculated every sum right now. So this value has to be what have we calculated? Okay, so we have 8 and 8. Let me check. 1 and 2 is 3, 3 and 6 is 9, 9 and 8 is 17, 17 and 20 is 37, 37 and 8 is 45, 45 and 8 is 53, this is actually 53, this is 56, 56 and 1 is 57, 57 and 3 is 60, 60 and 3 is 63, 63 and 2 is 65, 65 and 15, that comes out to be an 80. So this value has to be an 80 itself. This value is also an 80. And row 1, the sum of row 1 also we must calculate. 4 and 4 and 8, 8 and 4 is 12, 12 and 6 is 18, 18, 20, 22, 30, 38, 39, 41 and 47, 47 and 8 is 55, 57, 59, 59 and 61, 64. So this value comes out to be 64. So maybe we are ready for the question, because that's the set we are given. What is the average number of marbles kept in each of the 16 boxes of the first row? So what is the average of the each of the marbles kept in 16 boxes of the first row? So 64 divided by 60, 64 divided by 16. So this would be the value of 4. Which of the following values is the maximum? Number of all the marbles in the boxes kept in column 2. So column 2 is 80. Number of all the marbles in the boxes kept in column 3. Column 3 is 80. Number of all the marbles in the boxes kept in row 2. Row 2 is 96. And the number of all the marbles in the boxes kept in row 3. Row 3 is 80. So definitely C is the answer. What is the total number of marbles in the 4 boxes in the second column of the first row? 4 boxes in the second column of the first row, which means these 4. Total number of boxes. Okay, so what is the total number of marbles in the 4 boxes second column of the first row? So this is actually 16, 16 into 18 and 18 into 2 is 20. So this value comes out to be a value of 20. Then we have how many boxes contain an even number of marbles. So even number of marbles we have to calculate. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have a 5, 6, 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then we have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, Then we have 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32 boxes are there which are an even. So this was a set. I would not say this was an extremely hard set because the conditions were like pretty doable, but I will say definitely on the higher difficulty side. And if you have any difficulty in this set, you can like type in the comment section below. And if I have made an error, then I might rectify it in the next session. So definitely stay tuned, and I will keep on uploading like good level sets, and definitely check the link in the description, link in the comment section below for like if you want to get the PDF of the session. Thank you and have a nice day.